Good morning. Good morning from Santa Cruz de la Sierra in Bolivia. Yes. The day after Christmas that's celebrated by, I don't know, millions, billions of people around the world. I choose not to celebrate that. That's not part of where I am on this journey. But I wanted to pop on here live and take some time to explore why self-love is so difficult for us humans and share just some of my wisdom. You're joining Laura Foster with Soul's Healing Humanity, and I'm not your next fucking guru. I don't have all the fucking answers, but I'm just who I am. I'm 56 years old. Yeah, I've been around the planet quite a few times, and just sharing some of the wisdom that I've learned along the way. I've got a lot more to learn, and I find the older I get, the less I fucking know. But anyway, I feel like somebody needs to hear this today, and somebody's gonna go like, oh shit, I never thought of that before. Self-love is all the rage, baby. It's all over the memes you read in social media. We've got AI creating content. Incidentally, as a sidebar, I don't want you to be afraid of anything that I have to share with soulshealinghumanity.com. I'm completely different. If you visit soulshealinghumanity.com, I don't market. I'm not a business. I recently closed the business and everything is for free. So I don't want your fucking email. I don't market. You're not going to be in a sales funnel. There's nothing for sale. So I don't want you to think like, oh shit, this is another person that's like, found her true self and now she's don't be afraid. Everything that I have to offer is free, and no, I don't want your fucking email. Haven't we had enough of that fucking shit already? Anyway, back to why we're here today. As I was out running this morning, I was contemplating why it's so hard to love ourselves. And it is, as a human. And I came up with two main reasons. And you may think of more, but the two that came to my awareness was, number one, if you've had any kind of religious programming, you have been brainwashed. I'm just going to call it like it is. That's my perception. You've been fucking brainwashed to think that you're a sinner. Boom, right out of the gate, man. You popped out, came out into the world, and bam, you're a sinner. I don't know. You're a little baby. I don't know what you possibly could have fucking done to be a sinner, but boom, you're a sinner. So how do you think you're going to be able to love yourself if you accept that premise that I'm a sinner? Hey, I'm just giving you my perspective. And I know, as a sidebar, I love when I come and speak my version of the truth. You don't have to agree with it, but I love when I come on here and it just brings out people. It brings out the religious people and it really pisses them off. But I'm going to love on them anyway. So the number one reason I think that self-love is so hard is if you've had any kind of religious upbringing, right out of the bat, right out of the gate, you think you're a sinner. The second reason, and this is even more widespread than the religious upbringing, is your programming. Is your programming. You've been taught very, very early that you were not enough. That there was something wrong with you. And you have lived a lifetime of thinking that you are fucked up. Now I'm going to go in a little bit deeper here. And I know this is going to also touch nerves and piss people off. I'm not here to be people's best friend, baby. I'm here to just share shit. And I'm not right or wrong. I'm just sharing my perspective. But here we go. one of the reasons you have such a hard time loving yourself is your programming. And we have created an entire, I don't know, it's an entire career and an entire whole area of psychology and psychiatry to fucking label you. And I don't know what it's called. I'm not in the medical field, but I think it's like the DSM or whatever the fuck it's called. And you go to a person, a therapist, and I'm not against therapy. I want you to know that. This is a different perspective. But you go to a therapist, you go to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and boop, 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 they're going to find something that's wrong with you, and they're going to give it a label. And it feeds into you being fucked up. You being fucked up. And when you accept those labels and you accept that you're fucked up, no wonder it's hard for you to love yourself. No wonder it's hard for you to love yourself. And I speak from my personal journey. I spent decades living as I had been programmed. I accepted those labels. I didn't know any better. I lived a life, the facade of that, it was fan-fucking-tastic. I lived as I had been programmed. I got the education, I got the career, I had the job. I was married for 32 years. I had a kid. I had a house in the suburbs. Didn't have the white picket fence, but yeah. On the facade, my life was exactly as tick, 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 as it had been programmed and labeled a success. But baby, on the inside, when you peel back, when I started to peel back the layers of my life, the facade, I was miserable. I hated myself. I knew about self-love. And fortunately, I did not have a lot of the religious brainwashing to believe that I was a sinner. So that's the first reason I talked about why it's so hard for you to love yourself. But I did have the second reason, which is the programming. Now, one of the big differences with Soul Healing Humanity, and don't be afraid, I'm not selling you anything. Like I said, soulhealinghumanity.com, I don't do any marketing. Everything I have is free, and it's for immediate download. I don't want your fucking email. So if you want my book, Fed Up, Not Fucked Up, if you want the over 200-page workbook that's the accompanying workbook and manual to go along with Fed Up, Not Fucked Up, it's available for you to go there right now and download it. I don't want your fucking email. I know, that's super different. But getting back to where I came from, one of the reasons I could not love myself is I had that programming. I accepted those labels that were assigned to me. For example, it got really real for me when emotionally I was not well for many years. And I call these moments of change, and you may be going through those right now. There are moments that bring you to your motherfucking knees. You know, you've pulled like a little string in your life and the whole fucking thing comes unraveled. I get it. I actually had several of those in my life. And I'm not bent, bitter, and twisted about it, not at all. That's the big difference with Soul Healing Humanity. We're not about playing the blame game. We're not about living in victimhood anymore. Not at all. The Holistic Scaffolding, which is the framework and technology that helped me, and I don't know, hundreds or thousands of other people are using it. I don't know, like I said, I'm not a business. I just give it away. I have no fucking metrics on it. But it helps humanity shed the programming that you've had. And I accepted those labels. When my emotional stuff came to a head, and that's been probably 15 years ago or so, and I was suicidal, and I sought help through traditional therapy. Yes, I was on a number of different medications for debilitating depression. And I want to say I am not a doctor. I'm sharing my own personal journey. Medication was not the answer for me, and neither was the labeling. That's one of the reasons why you're having such a hard time with self-love. It's your programming. You choose to accept the labels that have been assigned to you. And I did that as well. I chose to accept that I had debilitating depression. I was always going to be depressed. Family history, I accepted all of that. I accepted that I was just, in my own head, I was fucked up. And that's when you accept those labels and you reel around how fucked up you are. Addiction, you're fucked up, whatever you tell yourself, you're creating that. And I did it as well until I used the holistic scaffolding to free myself from that bullshit. But this is a hard truth. As long as you are defending your labels that have been assigned to you, your programming, if you're listening to me and you're still defending, but Laura, this happened to me, so and so did this to me, you're never going to find the peace and the self-love that you're so desperately wanting and needing in this lifetime. That takes work. And for the ones of you that are just tuning in, I see two main reasons why self-love is so difficult. Number one is if you've had religious programming and boom, you showed up on the planet and fuckity-doo-dah, you're already a sinner. I don't know what you fucking did, but if you accept that you're a sinner and you choose to live a life as you have been programmed religiously that you are a sinner, you're never going to be able to love yourself because you think you're a sinner. The other reason is the programming. You think there's something wrong with you. You think you're fucked up. You accept whatever labels that society has assigned to you. You don't understand underneath all that labeling and all that programming, that is your true self. That's where the self-love is, the unconditional love, the peace, the serenity. It is all in here. It's not out there. It's not out there. So if you are continually searching for out there to fix you, it's going to be a continually difficult road for your human. It takes those moments of change, and you may be having a moment of change right now. And you're like, moment of change, what does that look like? It looks like you can't fucking take it anymore. And it can be in the physical realm of your life. And fuckity-doo-dah. For the ones of you that know part of my story, I had to have several moments of change. I was fucking hard-headed. I still kind of am. But for most of my adulthood, I was 260, 65 pounds. And in my early 40s, I was physically a hot mess, mentally and emotionally too. But anyway, I had accepted the narrative that I was fucked up. This human was fucked up. I had type 2 diabetes. I had high cholesterol. I had high blood pressure. I had sleep apnea. I slept with a CPAP machine. I had debilitating depression. I accepted all of that as my programming. And an extra layer of that programming for the physical part was that I blamed it on my family history and I blamed it on my family genes. You know, everybody in my family is diabetic. Everybody in my family was obese. So I was going to naturally, I believed that. I believed that. Until I came to that moment of change. And for me, what that moment of change looked like in my early 40s, not well physically and mentally and emotionally, was watching my parents decline and die at very young ages, 72 and 75. Now I know some of you youngsters out there, you're like, oh, that's old. To me, that's not old. It wasn't old then. But I remember looking at my parents and looking at my own life in that moment of change. And I had like this epiphany, this moment of change. And I remember going, I'm not fucking going out like that. To be in my early 40s and already dying, I drew my line in the sand. And that's my wish for all you humans out there. Is that when you have that moment of change, and I talk about it in my book, Fed Up, Not Fucked Up. Don't be afraid. It's available. Immediate download on soulshealinghumanity.com. It's free. I don't want your fucking email. I'm not selling you anything. I don't market, okay? So if you're curious and you want to read the book and get the workbook, go to Souls Healing Humanity. Download it right now. You have nothing to lose. Anyway, I talk about those moments of change in my book. And let's just go into, I see 3 things that happen when you have those moments of change, when, you know, your life just goes to fucking shit. You can't take it anymore. You know, you may be depressed, you may be sick, it happens in all kinds of areas of your life. And I see you do one of 3 things. One, like I did with my physical health, I drew my motherfucking line in the sand. I said, I'm not fucking living like this anymore. So it can become, the moment of change can become a great catalyst in your life. An impetus for you to change, for you to examine how you're living your life, for you to examine all the bullshit programming and conditioning. And you may be wondering, okay, Laura, but I don't know. All right, I can look at it, but how do I deal with it? That's where the holistic scaffolding comes in, baby. And I don't want to get sidetracked here because I'll go off on a tangent. But the holistic scaffolding is the fastest technology I know of to shed your bullshit programming and conditioning. So you create a life for you, by you. And if you wonder, how can I learn that? Again, visit soulshealinghumanity.com. The holistic scaffolding is there, and how to use it is in the Fed Up, Not Fucked Up book and workbook. Totally free. I don't want your fucking email. Download it right now. So, back to those moments of change. The first one is going to be an impetus for you to change. Yeah, a catalyst for you to change. The second one, and this happens way more often because of the programming is so intense we have had as humans. The second thing that happens when you have those moments of change is you sweep it under the rug, you ignore it, and you keep living as you've been programmed. You keep living as you've been programmed. You keep accepting whatever labels have been assigned to you to convince you that you've been fucked up, that you're a fuck up. You're not. You are fed up. You're not fucked up. And that's one of the reasons you cannot love yourself. You don't know how amazing you are underneath all that programming. So the 3 things that can happen when you have those moments of change. 1, it's a great impetus and catalyst for your change. You're like, fucking A, I'm not living like this anymore. 2 is you sweep it under the rug. You keep going. You keep feeding all your addictions and all your fucked upness and all your labels, and you just cling to those, and you cling to your drama and your trauma. And incidentally, when you cling to your drama and trauma, you share it with everybody that'll listen. Third reason, and I know this is a bit controversial, and it definitely touches some buttons when I talk about it, but the third thing that happens when you have a moment of change and your life just completely unravels is that you decide to take yourself out as a human. Yeah, you commit suicide. Now, I'm not going to say it's wrong or right. My personal feelings is that it's horrendous when you're left behind by someone that chooses that. But I'm not judging that. It is a choice. But I'm hoping that you don't personally choose that, because you're needed here. We all are. I mean, look around. Yeah, humanity is a hot mess. So it's going to take all of us to wake up. So back to kind of the 2 main reasons that you struggle so much, why you struggle, why self-love is so hard, is 1, if you've had religious programming. Because boom, bam, out of the gate, baby, you were born a sinner. You a little baby, I don't know what the fuck you did, but you're a sinner. And if you choose to remain in that framework of, I'm a sinner, I'm guilty, I need an exterior Jesus, Mohammed, whatever to save you, that feeds into you being fucked up. And if you think you're fucked up and you think you're a sinner, how in the world do you think you're going to love on yourself? My perspective, that's not going to happen. And Fran, I do see your comment. I do apologize. I don't always see the comments come through. Yes, I have seen people quitting and checking out of this life. And I know it is an option for them. I'm hoping that it's not. So thank you. I do appreciate your comment. So the other reason that I kind of see that self-love is so difficult, and we've all had this one. We may not all have had the religious programming of you're a sinner, but we've all had the second one. And that's just the programming of being human. From the time you were young, the people that raised you, the societal norms, you started believing that you weren't enough. Our schooling is designed, get that gold star, be a winner. And I know all humans have had that programming. And if you choose, and again, I lived with my programming for decades. So if you choose to live as you've been programmed, you accept the labels that have been assigned to you. And here's something, somebody needs to hear this right now. If you're still attached to those labels, you're never going to find the peace that you're looking for. Because number one, you have convinced yourself that you're fucked up. You're not fucked up. You're fed up, not fucked up. You cannot find that self-love. I don't care how many fucking memes you look at. I don't care how many AI courses you do. I don't care what gurus you follow. They can have a bazillion followers. But if you're still believing and clinging to your old stories, where you think you are such and such, that you have ADHD, or you've suffered a fatherless childhood, or I don't know, you're a child of an alcoholic, or I mean, any of those things that you choose to identify with, and you love it. You hate it, but you love it. And I know you don't want to hear that, and that's okay. Some people are going to be like, that lady's fucking crazy. You know what? I've had all these things happen to me. And if you want to continue to cling to that, and incidentally, not only do you cling to it, and this is going to hit hard, and I know, I'm sorry, but it might hurt some people's feelings. But I live like this, so I can share this. Not only did I cling to my drama and trauma, motherfucker, I spread it to anybody that would listen. You love it. You hate it and you love it. But here's the thing. You're not going to be able to find that self-love, no matter what meme you follow or guru you follow. And here's the big difference, why I get up and why I continue to share with you. I am not your next fucking guru. My big mission in this lifetime, and baby, I'm 56 and I fucking know my mission now. I am here to share freely. No marketing, not a company, don't want your fucking email. I'm here to share my wisdom, and I'm here to share the holistic scaffolding with you. You may be like, holistic hoo-hoo, what is this lady talking about now? The holistic scaffolding is the technology that will get you to shed your programming and conditioning. It's the fastest way I know how to do it. I use it constantly, hundreds, thousands. I don't know how many people are using it. Like I said, I don't like track any of that shit because I just give it away for free. But it sheds that programming. So then you can know your true self. You can know self-love. Again, one of the reasons you're not able to love yourself is because of the programming you've had. You've been taught to believe you're fucked up, that you have this wrong with you, you have that wrong with you. You should be at this point in your life by now. You should have that house. You should go back to school. You should have this training. And you keep chasing all these manifestation goals. And baby, I'm going to do a TikTok live. This is another thing that I want to share with you. Oh, somebody else. Yeah, we're the same age. Yeah, Fran, we are. I was born in 68 and graduated in 86. Yeah, baby. Oh. Yes. And I see Jim. Yes, yeah. Awesome. Don't let it define you. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, I got sidetracked, y'all. Anyway, I do want to say I'm going to do another Facebook Live probably tomorrow. And then I'm going to put it, if you don't follow me on YouTube, Souls Healing Humanity on YouTube, I actually put a lot of the content there so you can go back and watch it again. But I'm going to do a special TikTok Live about why, setting New Year's resolutions is a bunch of fucking hoo-jazzy, and why that shit never fucking works, and how I choose to live by the 5 gold goals and what those are, and how that really shifts from the traditional goal setting, which incidentally is a spoiler. I always found like those fucking goals that I set for myself. Yeah, I'd set those goals January 1, and by January 15th, I was on the couch like eating fucking bonbons, and like those goals became evidence and failure of how fucked up I was. So I'm going to do another live on the way I live life by the 5 gold goals, and you never fail at those, ever, because they're not dependent on anything exterior, and they all come from you, from within. So look for that on a TikTok live, but then I'll put the content on YouTube. It's Souls Healing Humanity. So if you've not followed me there, a lot of my content is there. Anyway, so how do you say? Jim, I'm gonna thank you for your comment. the question was, how do you suggest getting over past dramas and traumas? In a nutshell, the way that a lot of people are doing it is using the holistic scaffolding. And if you go to soulshealinghumanity.com, do not be afraid, because I'm not a company. I'm not selling you anything. I don't market. You're not going to be in a little clever little email or sales funnel. I don't want your fucking email either. Like, haven't we had enough of that already? So if you go to soulshealinghumanity.com, you're going to see the holistic scaffoldings right there on my homepage. It's actually simplistic. It's actually 6 layers to the holistic scaffolding. And don't be surprised at how simple it is, Jim, and the other ones when you look at it. The beauty is that it's so simplistic, and it actually works no matter where you are in your life. So wherever you are, Jim, if you're ready, if you're having one of those moments of change and you're ready to get over your past dramas and traumas, the holistic scaffolding will meet you there. If you look at it and you're curious and you're like, okay, how do I use this? Then that's where I encourage you to download, again, don't want your fucking email, my Fed Up, Not Fucked Up book and workbooks right there. So it actually teaches you how to use the holistic scaffolding. Now, also as a bonus, if you'll see there's how to become your own guru. And that's really what I'm about, is giving away the holistic scaffolding to as many people as possible for you to become your own guru. So you'll see there's a course, how to become or unleash your inner guru. And if you are a member of Humanity's team, you can have access to that entire course for free. And I encourage people to do that. But that's kind of where you get started. And I saw somebody else, Kate, you were born in 68 and graduated. Oh, you're just a year older than me. So yeah, we totally get it. So, but there's just lots of ways to start. And just the base platform of holistic scaffolding is the awareness. The simple fact that you guys are here and you're listening and you're thinking about wherever you are in your life, the base platform is awareness. And I say all the time, you cannot change what you do not see. And there's so many of us right now feeling very discombobulated. We are searching for that self-love that's so popular on memes and AI's in the game now, baby. I mean, AI's like creating content left and right. And I'm like, fuckity doodah. What in the fuck can AI know about being human? I'm sorry. And I'm not against AI. So, I mean, I'm not. But I'm like, oh, good Lord. So, yeah, I was like, I don't know, Fran, I don't know what that is. I was considered a Volvo, God, now for 30 years. So, and yes, Laura is my first name. So I'm Laura Foster. I'm the founder of Souls Healing Humanity. It's a movement, baby. It's not a company. So, but getting back to our reason we're here today with the self-love and why as humans we struggle with it. Number one is if you've had the religious programming and conditioning and boom, bam, you came out of the womb. Fucking A, you were already a sinner. You had like all this shit lined up against you. And if you continue to believe that, you're never going to love on yourself. The other reason, and this is, we've all had it, is our human programming and conditioning. That we have been conditioned to believe we are fucked up. And whatever labels we still assign to ourselves and choose to believe, we're never going to find that self-love because we don't really know who we are inside. As you shed your programming and conditioning, and please use the holistic scaffolding or not. I'm not attached to it. Like I said, it's not a company. I'm not making any money. I actually lost a whole lot of money trying to get this out, but that's okay. That's on me. That's been my journey. I wish for humans, settle in and use whatever you want to shed your programming, because under that under that is your true self. That's where self-love is. That's where the unconditional love is. That's where the peace is. That's where the freedom is. And if you're looking for something exterior, a guru, if you're looking for a teacher to fix you, if you're looking for Jesus to come, if you're looking for Buddha to, lose his belly and fix you, fucking A, you're not going to find that true self-love and happiness. You're always going to be chasing something else to fix you because you think you're fucked up. You're not fucked up. You're fed up. And only you can make that decision of your moments of change. Only you can make the decision to draw your motherfucking line in the sand and say, enough. I'm not living like this anymore. Whatever that looks like. Whether it's a job you fucking hate going to, or a relationship that lost its sparkle like 3 decades ago, and you're still kind of showing up because you're living as you've been programmed. It's death do you part till you part, and you're thinking about taking him out. I don't know. Did I just go there? I just went there. I'm not encouraging that at all. I know how crazy it can get to be in the humanness. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do it anymore. Only you can make that decision to change. Yeah. And my wish for you is for you to become your own guru. You are the only one that can do this work. Yeah. You're the only one that can do the work. No one else can do it for you. And that's the big message between what I'm attempting to share with humanity. I'm giving you the holistic scaffolding, the technology that you can do your own work. That you're no longer relying on someone else to fix you. First of all, you're not fucking broken. You're not fucked up. You're just fed up. And I see your comment, Jim. Some of the comments are coming by. I didn't get to see all of them. Sorry. Every now and then I look down. But yeah. So I understand that being a human, living as you've been programmed, it is tough to find that time for your self-maintenance, but only you can do that. No one else can do that for you. No one else can carve out that time for you to do your own work. And that's the big message behind Souls Healing Humanity, is for you to become your own guru. You're never ever dependent on someone else to fix you. So, I say all the time, like, if you're looking for someone else to fix you, if you're looking for, and it's real popular out there, and I'm not trying to be critical, but it's very popular, like a challenge, a 10-step program, join this webinar and I'm going to tell you how to fix your life. If you're looking for somebody like that to tell you how to fix your fucking life, you're in the wrong place. Yeah. And Jem, I see your comment about, like, we're all too busy surviving and working the reality. And that is your reality. Just so you know that you're too busy surviving and working. And I'm just going to say, only you, Jim, and all of humanity, only you can carve out the time to do your own work. And I do talk about it in the Fed Up, Not Fucked Up book, in the workbook about, that's also part of our programming. We're programmed to think we don't have time to work on ourselves. And it's in the book, Fed Up, Not Fucked Up. Immediate download on Souls Healing Humanity. Don't want your fucking email. But a lot of the work that humans need to do to shed your bullshit programming and conditioning, once you learn the holistic scaffolding, it's a technology, and I call it a technology for a reason. because it's an operating system. Once you install it in your human and you understand how to work it and work with it, it's constantly running in the background. So it's an illusion that you tell yourself that I'm too busy, too much work, too much stress not to do the work on myself. Because a lot of that, and once you have an understanding of the holistic scaffolding, is running in the background all the time, and it doesn't take any additional time to actually do the work. Now, I know that's mind-blowing to some people, and a lot of people don't believe it, and that's okay. It's your reality. If you choose not to believe it, you won't believe it. So, yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to wrap things up here just as a summary. As I was out, I'm going to switch around here. I'm actually in Santa Cruz de la Sierra in Bolivia. So as I was out doing my 5K run this morning at sunrise, which was phenomenal, I was contemplating some of the two main reasons right now I see why humanity continues to struggle with the concept of self-love. And number one is your religious programming. If you choose to still believe your religious programming, and incidentally, Bolivia, most of South America, is predominantly Catholic, which I don't have anything against. I'm going to call it like I say it. If you choose to live as you have been programmed, and boom, bam, right out of the gate, you were told you were a sinner, I don't believe you were ever a sinner. I know I was never a sinner. And I know that I get a lot of flack, and I get a lot of religious people like quoting Bible passages and you need Jesus. I'm like, fucking A, I don't need Jesus. You know what? I've had the holistic scaffolding. I have shed my bullshit. I know my true self. This true self is unconditional love. This true self is self-love. It's completely unconditional. It's what's underneath all of you, including all the people that have a religious programming and conditioning. So one is the religious programming and conditioning that you were like told from the bam, beam, 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 bam, bam, that you were a sinner. You're not a sinner. The other thing that all of humanity has had that's prevented us from self-love is the programming. Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you for the comment. I really do appreciate you as well, taking time to listen in and to comment. Contact me if you do choose to download the Fed Up Not Fucked Up book. Again, it's download. There is a section on my webpage if you actually want to reach out to me individually and just let me know how what I downloaded the book. It's awesome. Or lady, you crazy. I don't have a team of people. I'm not a company. So I'll reach back out to you. I do appreciate your time. Thank you. So again, if you tuned in here today and you're also curious about the New Year's resolution stuff that's coming up, woohoo, that's also part of your programming. Make sure that you tune back in when I do my next TikTok live is going to be on like why good year. New Year's resolutions don't fucking work and what you can do instead. Make sure you tune in for that. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Souls Healing Humanity, make sure you do that, because then I take these TikTok lives and I put a lot of the content up there, so then you can go through and find a lot of other content that I put out there just to share with you beautiful humans. Thank you so much for your time. I feel all the stuff that's going on with humanity. I want you to know, not only do I feel like the wild like self-hatred and addiction and all the illnesses that are going on and the stories that you tell yourself. I also, because I know my true self and I love my true self and I'm at peace and I have freedom, I put that out there as well. I see and feel the shift in a much better place that we're all headed. And no, it's not heaven, by the way. It's right here. Yeah, we're shifting, we're moving. Until next time, I love all you people. This is Laura Foster with Souls Healing Humanity. Yeah, we're shifting, we're moving. Until next time, I love all you people. This is Laura Foster with Souls Healing Humanity. Yeah, we're shifting, we're moving. Until next time, I love all you people. This is Laura Foster with Souls Healing Humanity.